Saturday and Sunday, October 1st and 2nd, 2022. Rutherford Anniversary, powered by Prodigy. 3 courses, 2 days, all digital.
Amateurs Players Packs, brought to you by Prodigy and their Spectrum Disc Series. Brought to you by the Middle Tennessee Disc Golf Association.
Saturday and Sunday, October 1st and 2nd, 2022. Rutherford Anniversary, powered by Prodigy. 3 courses, 2 days, all digital.
Rutherford Anniversary Disc Golf Tournament, ran by the Middle Tennessee Disc Golf Association, will be held at 3 courses. Larkfield Crescent Disc Golf Course in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. The Central Valley Disc Golf Course, also in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And at the Sharp Springs Disc Golf Course in Smyrna, Tennessee. Come out and support the Middle Tennessee Disc Golf Association.
And remember, Disc Golf
Good call. Shenanigans of the sea. High jump complete. Admirals and captains wait their turn in the chow line with the men. Inside, plates are loaded. Roast beef, rich gravy, high mounds of mashed potatoes, flaky pie. Life looks up again. A cigarette, good coffee.
Films on angles.
Oh, what the fuck?
We can take turns. We'll call it a tuna can. Volume 1, Volume 2.
Listen,
Fuel permits as the lenses. The altimeter needle starts dropping down. Territory. The plane is losing out flight. Bird is determined to record the maximum.
All 4D1 to base. All 4D1 to base.
One by one,
Position
the planes
Q5.
swing in over 10
Engine out.
Flight operations checks them in and safely down. Plane 2, plane 3, plane 4. But not plane 1. Bird's plane is yet to be accounted for. Bird is missing. Bird is missing. Bird is missing.
maybe that's the next direction.
You guys ready for a players meeting?
Oh, we ready for the players meeting.
Rutherford Anniversary, powered by Prodigy. 3 courses, 2 days, all disc golf. Brought to you by the Middle Tennessee Disc Golf Association.
Got 3 courses. We got Sharp Springs, Barfield, and Central Valley. So what we're going to do is first day is going to be a shotgun start at 9 o'clock. So players need to be at the course, I would say anytime between 7:45 to 8 a.m. to check in. Check-in is going to be from like 8 to 8:30. There's not going to be a players meeting at the event. So this recording will be the players meeting. But if you have any questions, there will be someone to at each course to ask. And then if you get onto Disc Golf Scene, you'll also see the hole breakdowns, the OBs, all those are going to be listed to check, or you can check the videos or ask questions. Courses will, after like tee times and everything, there has to be a minimum of 2 scorecards kept. So we're going to do PDGA live scoring. So you're going to go to PDGA/score, and the access code is MTDGA. And so 2 people have to keep a score for verification purposes. But if all 4 people wanted to log in and keep live scoring, and as long as 2 of them are submitted and the players agree, you're good to go. I would say we also have backup scorecards, just in case you can't keep it mobile and you need to have access to like a paper card. Then just come up to one of the event coordinators who are going to be at the event and just talk to them who's checking you in to get you a paper scorecard, just so you can keep that if you're not able to do it via your phone. Other than that, after the round gets started, there has to be a minimum of 3 people on your card. So most holes are going to be 4 people per card. Sometimes you're only going to have a group of 3, but for the event, you have to have a minimum of 3 people playing. If one person's not playing, then someone who needs to be dedicated to score has to be with you guys. So say that one person drops off the card, and if we can't get someone else moved onto your card, then either one of the event coordinators are going to come and walk with you, or a volunteer or somebody will walk the cards and keep score. But there has to be a minimum of 3 people per card. So keep that in mind. Definitely, if you're not able to make it, say unforeseen circumstances come up, you can text me. Just let me know. My phone number is listed on the PDGA website. So just shoot me a text, or come up to the event coordinator, let them know. They'll contact me and let me know if you're not going to be able to make it to the event, so I can remove you. Or if you have to drop the event for any reason during the round 1, 2, or 3, just let me know. So other than that, all the OBs will be marked in the caddy book and in the pictures on Disc Golf Scene. There will be painted lines at Central Valley. So OBs will be on or beyond the painted lines. If you're OB, just play it from where it was last in bounds, I guess normal OB rules, and take a 1-stroke penalty. And then there's at Sharp Springs, there's some painted OB lines. So like hole 4, hole 6, hole 13 and 14, and on hole 12, there's a circle for hole 12 is going to be painted inside those trees. So if you land in there, that's also OB. Play it from where it last one was in bounds. There's also going to be 2 double mandos for B and C pool for 3 alternates and hole 5. So if you miss the double mando, play it from the trees that are marked there for the drop zone. And then for A pool, they're playing 3 over the water. So if you go out of bounds in the water, there's also a drop zone there dedicated for the pros. So, and then they'll have the double mando on hole 5. And then hole 9, there's also water. So if you land OB in the water there, surrounded by water, then there is a drop zone on 9 as well for all players. So I think, guys, that pretty much covers everything. I mean, do you guys have any questions that you guys think I didn't cover?
The OB or the drop zone for 9, I believe that's lower left of the basket.
Lower left of the basket. Okay. So cool. But I think
what about at Barfield? Any
OBs there? So yeah, there will be OBs at Barfield. Sorry, thanks for bringing that up. Hole 3 and hole 7 both have water. So so hole 3 will have a drop zone. Hole 7 will have a drop zone. And when you get over to some of the other holes, like all the cart paths and beyond, those will all be out of bounds. So like it'll be playing on hole 1 to the right, or even the road to the left. Both of those are going to be playing out of bounds. Same with hole 2. Yeah. Once you start getting into the woods, it's a little harder to get over to that road, but still, if you get over to the road all the way, I mean, it'll be OB as well.
But I've seen somebody do it.
I mean, yeah, someone's done it. So it'll all be listed out in disc golf scene as well, just for per hole. There'll also be notes for the breakdown. So as you're keeping live scoring in the PDGA, you can look at the notes section per hole, and you'll see the OBs listed there. I'm excited. I think everybody's gonna enjoy it. There are one other last thing I have to mention is there will be shorter tees for B and C pool at Central Valley. So those will all be marked and flagged about 50 feet shorter for hole 1, hole 2, hole 6 will be about 40, 50 feet shorter, and then hole 8. And then when you get over to hole 17, I know that's a big long hole, it's going to be 100 feet shorter. So those will be adjusted just for those pools.
What are your takes and giveaways from this last weekend?
I mean, the FPO was exceptionally interesting. Everyone's got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, it's very controversial subject.
Fuck.
What's my take?
Yeah. On the whole FPO scenario.
The FPOs, I want them to be as protected as possible. That's the whole point of having a female pro division, is so that they're protected. And with Natalie winning it and stuff, I think biologically, everybody knows that, like, even if we say she won it, like, she can win the event, that's fine. Ideally, I would like to have either a trans division, or she can play it in the mixed division, in the mixed pro open division. So that ideally would be, if she won it there, that's fair. Winning it in a female only division makes it really difficult because biologically she's still a man, and people know, like, biologically you have some perks to be able to throw farther. Like, you can tell you have some better performance in some sports competitions. So, and I think a lot of the female pro players on tour aren't able to speak out as much as they'd like to, which is sad. I mean, but we also want to be able to protect them and have them continue to grow the sport and enjoy it in the way they can. And if we had a lot more people who are trans start competing in the female pro division, I think that'll hinder the females. So I don't know. We don't want to see that. We want to see women's disc golf grow. So that's my thought.
I struggled to say that as well as he did earlier.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Well, that happened.
Yeah, that happened.
We'll just leave it at that.
Great fucking shot. That's nasty. Hell yeah. Keeping us in the game.
Pre-dawn, the morning of June 7th, 1780, Hessian General Knyphausen landed 5,000 or plus troops at the Hart's Point in the north side of the Elizabeth River. His sizable invasion force included Hessians, British regulars, and a large loyalist contingent. The initial goal was to relieve the Continentals of their only large munition store at Morristown. The direct route through the Watchung Mountains lay at a geological feature known as the Hobart Gap. Plan 1. Beat back or capture any resistance past the Watchungs, and force General Washington's hand either to commit his entire army into a large field engagement and possibly lose the war, or retreat and lose the gunpowder and ball needed to continue resistance, also losing the war. Damn, George, what you got for that?
Slow the Limeys and Krauts long enough to keep them from crossing through the Grab. Have Greene deploy Dayton's militia down to meet the scum on E-Town Concrete for a fighting retreat.
To what end, my G?
With orders from the Jersey boys to meet Scotch Willie for a drink. I ordered Maxwell to Connecticut Farms. Great place to put scotch in their drink.
George, what drink is that?
Tea, of course.
Nope.
Elizabethtown Coffee. Elizabethtown Coffee. It's the official coffee of Gophers. Check out some of the finest coffee that North Jersey has to offer. Elizabethtown Coffee Co. from Minutemen Media.
British, Hessians, and love-lacking loyalists marched out from the shore, now in 2 columns. Though the vanguard encountered stiff resistance, easily pushing out about 500 New Jersey Minutemen from the town. However, the British commander leading the first column was killed in the first action, leaving Knyphausen in command of both columns. Knyphausen was unaware that the rebels were strategically falling back to make a stand above the steep ravine east by southeast of Connecticut Farms village. Maxie and his brass Scotch Willie was intent on holding his line as a multitude of militia joined the fight throughout the afternoon. Maxwell's tactic was one of modernity's first tastes of urbanized guerrilla warfare. He would hold his position at the ravine with his Jersey Brigade. He commanded Jonathan Ogden to deploy militia units that would move between and opposite directions as he spread a mostly imaginary line wider, giving the appearance of a muscular force. At times, feigning flanking maneuvers, individual units holding up advancement for about an hour until approximately 3 times the American force reached the vanguard position. Knyphausen didn't know how many troops he was facing for sure, but his line was enough now to outflank the extent of what Maxwell represented phase 2. Now Maxwell would reamass his men on the opposite side of the first Springfield Bridge, a choke point crossing the Rahway River. Maxwell putting his Willie in the way of total defeat and smacking old Knyphausen back down the Galloping Hill Street. Okay, that's a plan, but did it work? It sure did. Then stinging from any building, fence, tree line, or elevation they could climb. This allowed Maxwell's line to bend and not break as it holds up the Crown's expeditionary force long enough for Maxwell to set his picket at the first Springfield Bridge. General Maxwell's comprehension of Washington's strategic needs, deployment using innovative tactical foresight, and the boldness to carry it out made possible success in a truly do-or-die scenario. The British and Knyphausen's Krauts would still insist victory for forcing Maxwell's men to give up the town and disappear into the woods. This was ridiculous, and this would be made into the joke of the summer, as even British-controlled New York City would sing humiliating songs scoring Knyphausen. Nonetheless, the schnitzel-pounding, conical-covered Scheisenkopfs pursued Scotch Willie, finding an orderly, formed, but inferior line supported just a single cannon. Sigelmalt's position was strong, but it could be overrun. That said, could it be done in time for the Crown's troops to camp on the other side of the mountains? Or is this a trap, perhaps? Knyphausen, knowing this excursion would be effectively over if he didn't reach the other side of the mountain, so gambled and began an assault on the Haggis Hupper and his rebels. This is where, with a line of Jersey Blues and 1 artillery piece, he would stop the British and King George's hired Hauser Hammer. Hold. Knyphausen calling off the attack and retiring to Connecticut Farm after only a few advances. While back in town, for hours they burned and pillaged, picking a clean of food. Later that night, Licker Knifehalsen and his 5,000 hobbled back to Elizabeth Point to begin fortifications. It's okay though, because the line is claimed victory. Rules to not fill the historians for the lie? I mean, Jesus, that's an ego-killing victory. How many can you take those? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The Patriot 500 from the first engagement followed them all the way back to Elizabethtown, picking off men, then disappearing into the woods. Impressive win for the syphilis-ridden, manacled British monarch, I would say. Washington's strategic directive and Greene and Maxwell's tactical synergy this day would drain the Hessian loyalists and redcoats of much vigor, much confidence, and cohesiveness. The first day of the invasion.
New Jersey's last invasion.
Tall order, but Scott Shirley was a resourceful and crafty tactician. Look at his record. Grid historians' presentations don't like to talk about it. A bunch of state-run TV pussies. Surrounded by loyalists behaving badly. Oh, behave! Making stops of retribution and minor looting against their former neighbors.
So Knifehalsen decided to ransack and burn the village of Connecticut farms, committing several unconscionable acts of total war. Most notorious was the murder of retribution immortalized in the seal of Union County. The fighting parson, Reverend James Caldwell, who fought earlier that morning at Elizabethtown, slowing the British advance, was the man credited with rallying the call for the defense of Elizabethtown, leading to a huge showing of militia force on June 7th. For this, he was to be made an example of, and his wife a martyr. It is believed that this war crime was actually ordered hours before evening by the British command, although evidence from one first-person account suggests that this is an instance of shoot first, ask later, done by a lone soldier suffering battle fatigue, fearing an enemy that appears, kills, and disappears at will. However, the same account describing what happened moments after lends support to this being an ordered act of savagery, and perhaps the nervous behavior of the soldier was on account of having to follow such a heinous order. In Thomas Fleming's 1973 book, The Forgotten Victory, The Battle for New Jersey, 1780, he recounts Abigail Lennington, the Caldwell's maid's statement on what had transpired. Quoting Fleming's book, "Nervously, expecting trouble, the light infantryman approached the window, his finger on the trigger. Abigail Lennington shrank back, pulling the little boy with her. Probably the soldier caught a glimpse of her as she moved away from the window. It was a bright sunny day, and it seemed doubtful that the man standing several feet away from the window could see very far into the room that had no windows in 3 walls. But a movement, any movement, was all this jittery man needed to see. He fired his double-loaded musket through the window, and both bullets struck Mrs. Caldwell. Moments later, more British troops arrived, breaking down the door, looting the house, and checking Mrs. Caldwell's body for jewelry." The British account was that there was a single stray shot that passed through the wall from the direction of the New Jersey troops, striking Mrs. Caldwell and killing her. This was determined by them after a supposed examination of the scene. However, since there was an eyewitness account denying their findings, and that Hannah Caldwell took 2 balls, not 1, this supports the eyewitness's account. We find the British claim to be nothing more than a propaganda spin to deny the sickening action.
Minutemen Media. We crazy as fuck.
He's putting on 40-year-old Mach 2 basketball.
And he makes it. Oh, look how happy he is with himself. He's doing like a little kid's chicken dance.
And that's what they have here at Rutgers. That was installed in 1982 for the World Frisbee Championship.
Is Steven gonna smack me in the face for this one? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying, but that's come on in Spanish. Smack, not
I don't know. I'm sure somebody would smack you over that comment.
Oh, I'm sure, of course.
Can you imagine if you're leading a tournament and he's 3 strokes behind? You have to be scared.
Minutemen Media for a whole lot.
What? 3 for each hole.
For each hole.
Minutemen Media for a whole lot.
What? Three for each hole.
For each Minutemen Media.